We're under the lights once again here in Qatar. Last year we took a year off due to a small footballing tournament that was being hosted, but it's all excitement on the track now. So we're back here in Lusail and this is the track map. 3.34 miles, 16 turns and just one DRS zone out of turn 16. It's already a fast and flowing track after all. There's a good overtaking opportunity with DRS though through the long straight and into turn 1. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Mark Webber lines up on pole position and Kelly completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Leclerc, Russell, Albon, Tsunoda, Hamilton, Sainz, Gasly, Perez, Ocon, Hülkenberg, Hauger, Stroll, Sargent, Bottas, Joe, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And striding into our commentary box to join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Well, they'll definitely be glad that there's not a sprint race today. Let's face it, the sprint couldn't have gone much worse, but what we're looking for today is a reaction. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
The formation lap gets underway then, and it's going to be interesting today to see how the dry conditions could affect the lifespan of the tyres. So as all the cars reform the grids, the drivers will be hoping to get a strong start. They'll want to earn some valuable points from today's race, with final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring the planned strategies are all in place.
DRS enabled. Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage. Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Okay, you sat in P2. They're on fresh mediums. That's Alonso behind. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. And that's 6 laps until your pit window's open. Okay, 17 laps to go now. second place, you're in second place. They're on fresh mediums. Alonso behind you now. Less than a second separates you. They're on fresh mediums. You've got 4 laps until your pit window opens. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. Okay, go, go, go! Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 1.6 seconds. And that's P18, P18. Jules ahead of you now. That's Stroll behind you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Okay, we're into the last 10 laps now. Mark is in the pit lane. Mark in the pits now. P17 now, we've got P17, it's Perez ahead of you. They're on fresh mediums. Stroll behind, less than a second separates you. They're on fresh mediums. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap, well done. work, mate. That brings you up a place. To slow down before hitting the corners. We don't want to get a penalty. We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop. Okay, be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage. Okay, let's try and overtake them now. Caution! Okay, clear. The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap. Well done. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.2 seconds. on him, he might make a mistake. Perez ahead. They're on old mediums. That's Stroll behind you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on old mediums. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 2.4 seconds. I'm afraid you've been given a time penalty for that last incident, mate. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And that's 2 wins in a row now. It's the start of potentially something special, but they can't get ahead of themselves just yet. It's a long way to go.
Well, what a thrilling end to an incredible Grand Prix weekend. Our top 3 finishers should be incredibly happy with what they were able to achieve out there today. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
Our income's solid at the moment. We should start considering where we can look to invest the profits we're making back into the team. Thanks. I appreciate you taking the time to help out.
It's the start of the last race weekend of the year. It's time for practice here in Abu Dhabi.
Alonso.